Namaskar. Welcome to another episode. Uh, Actually, we are doing this special episode for Uttar Pradesh and talking about the sixth phase of Uttar Pradesh. Sixth phase, very, very important. Six yogi ministers, six yogi ministers are in the fray. They say the sixth phase is going to favor Bharatiya Janata Party. Bharatiya Janata Party is supposed to be the favorite as far as sixth phase is concerned. So sixth phase, very, very important. So let's go right and talk to our expert panelist and our expert colleague, uh, Anand Varjanji. Singh Saab, Namaskar. How are you?
Namaskaram. Namaskar. Namaskar.
So, sir, sixth phase, how is it looking? Sixth phase, like you said, there are six yogi ministers who are in the fray, and
Yes,
sixth phase it seems favors the Bharatiya Janata Party. How is it looking?
yes. I will also tell you. I mean, these are six ministers and plus chief minister himself. So that makes it seven people. Uh,
7 people,
Yogi
correct.
ji, Surya Pratap Shahi, Jai Pratap Singh, Satish Chandra Devedi, Upen Tiwari, Sri Ram Chauhan, Jai Prakash Nishad. They are fighting elections for this phase. And also, don't forget there is a very important person also fighting in the who's going to elections this way. Swami Prasad Maurya, the game
Correct,
changer, the game
correct.
changer of the in the center. I will take him as the game changer. He is also going to, his constituency is also going to vote in this phase only. Now, let us. We had 57 constituencies in 10 districts. Now, these 10 districts technically is the old Gorakhpur commissionery, because Gorakhpur commissionery had four districts today: Deoria, Kushinagar, Gorakhpur, Maharajganj, and old. Then we have Basti Mandal, which was part of Gorakhpur commissionery previously. Siddharthnagar, Sant Kabir Nagar, and Basti. That makes it seven. And then we have Balrampur from the Devi Patan Mandal and Ballia from the Azamgarh Mandal. That makes and Ambedkarnagar from the Faizabad Mandal. So this makes it 10 districts. Out of this 57, BJP had 48 seats in the last elections. BSP had 4, Samajwadi Party 2, Congress 1, and Independent 2. One of the independent was that Amar Mani's son Aman Mani, who fought from Northanwa, Maharajganj district, and he, generally he sailed with BJP. I will say he never formally joined BJP, but he was seen there in the chief minister public meetings, sitting in that on that munch and things like that. So this is the position. Now in this phase, uh, if we, I mean, I can with full authority, I can talk of about 3, 4, 5 districts of this phase. So let us talk of my constituency from where I belong. Now that is Maharajganj district. It had 5 seats. Last elections, BJP won 4. One was won by independent candidate Aman Mani Tripathi, who more or less was with BJP after that. So virtually all 5 seats were with BJP. But this time, what is happening? I can go seat by seat. Pharenda. No,
Hmm.
Pharenda is the place from where, which is my village. Congress is going to, in all probability, Congress is going to win. It seems like that.
Correct.
Virendra Chaudhary, in the last election, lost by about 2,300 votes. This time, it looks like that he is going to win. Then Northanwa, from where Aman Mani has won. Northanwa, in all probability, Kaushal Kishore, who is generally known as Munna Singh. His elder brother was also MP from Maharajganj. He is fighting on a SP ticket, and the way it seems that he is going to win. Then we go to Siswa. Now, Siswa is one seat where Prem Sagar Patel of BJP is, in all probability, is going to repeat. He is going to win again, though he is not at all at good terms with the local MP who is now a minister, Pankaj Chaudhary. But somehow Prem Sagar Patel has his own clout, and because of the poor selection of candidates by other parties, he is in a very driving position, and is, in all probability, is going to win. Then we have Maharajganj, which is a reserve constituency. Now, Maharajganj, a very typical thing has come up. Nirmesh Mangal, who fought on a BSP ticket for last 3 elections, never won. He has a lot of sympathy. He's fighting as an independent candidate. Now, people say that he is going to change the game. He might win, or he might make it. He might ensure that someone loses. So it is a tough fight in Maharajganj. Paniera, in all probability, Samajwadi Party, that Krishna Singh Sathwar is going to win in all probability. So out of 5, we can with 2 seats definite to SP, 1 seat definite to BJP, 1 seat more or less definite to Congress, 1 seat is keen contest. When I'm telling you this is that 5 out of 5 was the 4 out of 5 was the last score. Same with Siddharthnagar. I can again tell you about the details of Siddharthnagar, but last time also Siddharthnagar was 5 out of 5, 4 seats by BJP, 1 seat by Apna Dal. This time it is not going to happen like that, because again 1 seat Pappu Chaudhary from Shoratgarh, more or less he's certain on a Congress ticket. Then Kapil Vastu, Vijay Paswan, more or less certain on Samajwadi Party ticket. Then Basti, which was at one which was thought that it is certainly that BJP is going to win this seat. This time it is not happening like that, because the local Raja Basti, Jai Pratap Singh is fighting. He's a minister also, a very clean image, a good person, a lot of goodwill in the area. But Monu Dubey is fighting against him on a Samajwadi Party ticket. And it seems that Monu Dubey is fighting a very good election. So I will not be surprised if the result goes either way, Jai Pratap Singh or Monu Dubey. Then we have Itwa. Now, Itwa, surprisingly, is a 3-way contest. Itwa is the same seat, if you remember, Khurshid from the Congress. Then Mata Prasad Pandey, who was the speaker in the last Vidhan Sabha, 2012 to 2017. Now, he is fighting on a SP ticket. And then we have Satish Chandra Dwivedi, another minister, and the same minister whose younger brother got an employment under certain quota, and then he resigned and things like that. He's the same minister. And one seat is where it is very surprising that Raghavendra Singh, who last time won on a Bhajpa ticket by about 274, about 274 or 300 votes. This time, the woman who was number 2, some Khatun, she fought on a BSP ticket. This time she's fighting on a Samajwadi Party ticket. So the contest is very keen. And Raghavendra is supposed to be one of the very close associate of Yogi ji. And this time also, he has given that famous statement, and the election commission has barred him for 24 hours कि जो हिंदू वोट नहीं करेगा वो ये समझेंगे कि उसके रंगों में मुसलमानों का खून दौड़ रहा है. He is used to of giving all these statements, and election commission has barred him for 24 hours. So in my opinion, certainly 48 out of 57 is out of question. In my opinion, BJP is 49%, Samajwadi Party, Gathbandhan and Congress and BSP is 51%. If you talk in terms of who is going to win how many seats.
So 51%, BSP constitutes of how much of this 51%, Singh sir?
Last time BSP had 4 seats. Now, what I feel is that BSP might have the same 4 or 5 seats. BSP is not going to make it from 4 to 10, because it is the Samajwadi Party Gathbandhan who is doing exceedingly well. Congress, which won only 1 seat in the last election, their state president Lalu won from one of the local seats there in Deoria, Kushinagar. This time Congress is expecting more seats only in these 3 districts, like Pappu Chaudhary in Siddharthnagar, Virender Chaudhary in Farenda Maharajganj, then Akhilesh Pratap Singh, their old spokesperson, uh, recently people might remember his own nephew who died in that helicopter accident. He was the pilot who was going with the serious Rawat. His real nephew died in that. So Akhilesh has been MLA from that constituency. So Akhilesh is more or less certain. These three seats are certain. The state president Lalu seat is not very. You cannot say that it is certain. Though SP is not has not fielded any candidate from there, but it is a contest. So in these three districts, I will say, as you said, BSP maybe 4 to 6. Congress might cross five seats from this in
In
these
this particular
10 districts area. Yes, they might
correct.
cross 7. And Samajwadi Party is, because what is happening, it is a bipolar elections. I mean, somehow BJP versus Samajwadi Party. At local level, certain candidates, because of their performance, because of their connect with the local people, because of certain other things, they might come up with some results, but otherwise it is a bipolar contest.
Okay, sir, tell me. I want to ask you this question: why is Eastern Uttar Pradesh having so much criminal elements in politics? 21% of the candidates faces serious criminal charges. Why is it that it happens in Eastern Uttar Pradesh?
If you ask me a very straightforward question, this, whatever you call it a criminal element, it is an industry for us. We don't have industry. We don't have industries. We don't have both. So we treat it as an industry. Like a lot of people. I mean, I'm on a very serious note. If you remember about 40, 50 years back, politics was supposed to be a social work, something extension of someone who is doing a social work. Today, politics is a hardcore business. I will invest 5 crores. End of the, well, I must get 5 crores plus. What that plus is, I don't know. But today, politics is business. You will see most of the candidates of all the parties have a contract. They are contractors primarily. They are not social workers. Most of them are having some contract or having some business, because again, education is a business today. So you will find that a lot of these candidates have their own colleges, engineering colleges, things like that. So things have changed, and that is why it is on a very serious note that this nation, this state must understand that if you don't develop Eastern UP especially, things are not going to change for the country. Because we today, what we are supposed to do, we are just giving the labor force to the entire India. We are feeding that labor, be it Maharashtra, be it Karnataka, be it Punjab, be it, I'm talking of Ladakh, be it Kerala, be it any place you go there, we have laborers from Uttar Pradesh. You have to change that. Unless and until you change the basic, unless until you come with industrialization, unless until you come with the very basic ground realities, you must. I mean, the decision makers must understand the ground realities. Otherwise, the basic structure is not going to change.
But sir, why Eastern Uttar Pradesh? Why not the same with Western Uttar Pradesh, for instance?
No, it will be a debate on a very different way. Primarily, I will again say the basic terrain, the basic ecosystem of Eastern UP and Western UP are absolutely different. Eastern UP is the basin of Ganga basin. Now our land is very fertile. I still remember about 20, 30, 40 years back, we used to say it at Thukona. With a bamboo, we can get water at 10 feet, 20 feet, 15 feet. That is the general thing we used to get water. Now in Western UP, at the same point of time, you get water at 200 feet, 300 feet, 400 feet. People had to walk 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers to get the water. So survival was not that easy. So they understood the meaning of labor. In our area, from where I'm in Eastern UP, the crop. I mean, I'm digressing from the main issue. The crop is this, that you have a crop where you say ki Ruponi, where you transplant the paddy plant and then you get a better yield. And then we have Chitkona, where you just throw seeds like that. It was happening about 30 years back. Western UP never did that. They did a very scientific cultivation. Things are improving. I must say things are improving. But the density of population, the general unemployment, lack of industry, I mean, all these are making together we are not being able to develop at the pace, at the rate at which we can catch up with the rest of the state, at least.
Also, the fact that Eastern Uttar Pradesh has more political parties than Western Uttar Pradesh. The number of political parties that comes from Eastern Uttar Pradesh are huge, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Because again, as I told you, I mean, Eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, more or less, our characters is quite similar to Bihar and Eastern Uttar Pradesh. We are politically very aware. We have views on everything, right from Ukraine to UN to everything. We have a very strong views. We are aligned. When the election comes, it is a festival for us. All this is happening, and I will again say, basically the unemployment, basically
Correct. Quick two questions, Singh Saab. I've got exactly 6 minutes more to go. Quick two questions. One is, you see, a lot of experts in our channel, even in our discussion, Singh Saab, say that this election, especially this Uttar Pradesh election, is not predictable. It is not predictable is because if you look at it from a BJP perspective, it looks as if BJP is winning the elections. And if you look at it from SP perspective, it looks as if SP is winning the elections. So a lot of experts says that please do not predict this election because this election is going to be anybody's game. Okay, what is your opinion on that, Singh Saab?
First of all, we must not predict. I fully agree with this. One should not predict, but one must analyze. One must analyze. And what is happening, if we are analyzing it, we are analyzing what are the points on which BJP can get votes and what are the points because of which BJP will not get votes. Same way, what are the points which is making Sapa or Akhilesh attractive and what are the points because of which SP and Akhilesh are not getting votes. We have to analyze that. I'm not predicting. If you go, I mean, I will just very quickly, I will sum it up. Now, if you talk of BJP, they have that Labharthi beneficiary. I mean, they say we have a very strong people with us who have been benefited by our government schemes. So they will vote for us. This is one. The second pitch on which they are playing and which is important for them is the law and order, which they say that we have a better law and order as compared to other people. Now, these two things are there. Hindu-Muslim on which they used to play previously is not working this time. Things which are not working against them, I will again tell three things. Kisan agitation, yes, it has worked against BJP because BJP, not only that, BJP has been seen that people who were not bothered about the Kisan and they used words which were not correct. The second was corona mismanagement. And third, I'm making responsible the so-called Godi media, the so-called media controlled by BJP, because they always give them a very rosy picture that people are very happy, people are only talking in favor of you, and that connect with the ordinary people. BJP somehow lost that thing because the media was not transparent, media was not honest. Had it been media had been honest, they should have told them and they should have warned them that Kisan agitation or corona management is not working properly. Please do something. But our own media, I mean, I will just give you a very small example. Yesterday, Varun Gandhi makes it he tweets and he says that something on the Ukraine crisis, and then he says, "Apada mein afsar mat bana." Don't make opportunities in a crisis. And he was hitting towards the BJP or the Prime Minister, Modi ji. And Varun Gandhi is very consistent. For last 5 years, he's talking, at times he's criticizing, asking questions, criticizing his own government. on various issues. Now, on the first one, to jump and defend BJP and to ridicule Varun Gandhi was Rubika Liaquat, a media person. Now, she had no business to do that. She said, "No, no, aap bhi." I mean, she those tweets are there. I mean, you can check with those tweets, because this is what it was. The media was throughout this for at least last 3 years and last 5 years are behaving like a spokesperson of BJP, and they are also responsible for making this condition of BJP so that people are angry with them. Now we come on the Akhilesh side. Why people are voting Akhilesh? Because it is a Tina factor. People feel if I have to get rid of BJP, the only alternative is Akhilesh Yadav and his Samajwadi Party, and that goes without saying for Muslims and Yadavs also. So they are and bloc rallied behind him. This is number one. The number two thing is that Akhilesh, that social structure thing which they said, OBC and this going with them and this caste voting with them, he has done it homework well, and he is working on it. Why people should not? Things which are working against Akhilesh Yadav. Number one, law and order. It is generally felt that law and order during SP regime is not up to the mark. Akhilesh has to work something on that, because if I mean, with a big if he gets an opportunity to rule Uttar Pradesh for next 5 years, law and order will be his testing ground. And the second part, which is not working against Akhilesh, is he's all alone. Somehow, I still feel that he should have called Jayant Chaudhary and things like that for the rest 5 phases of election. Jayant Chaudhary is not active, which I still feel Jayant Chaudhary carries a lot of goodwill, because Akhilesh has managed to get rid of his own family, but in process he has also neglected people like Jayant Chaudhary. I still feel that Jayant Chaudhary should have been used more wisely, I will say.
So, Singh Saab, then I want to ask you, phase 1, phase 2, it is widely speculated that SP did well. Phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, which you had also mentioned that it's going to be a very crucial phase for Bharatiya Janata Party. Phase 3, phase 4 also, it is widely speculated. I use the word widely speculated that SP did fairly well. Okay. Phase 5, phase 6 are the, you said phase 6 and phase 7 will be the most detrimental factor to the final election. So obviously, because it's last 2 phases, and secondly, it is around 111 seats in totality. Now, Singh Saab, what is your take? How do you think phase 6 and phase 7 is going to go?
I'm still of the opinion that SP is going to do much better than BJP in phase 6, and much better than BJP in phase 7. Because phase 7 is I always say, please remember, even in those days in 2017, Azamgarh, SP 8 seats out of 9. 8 seats out of 9. So that is the most strong area of SP is now will be in phase 7. But phase 6 also, SP is going to do much better than BJP as far as my analysis is concerned. I'm not predicting. I must say, I'm not predicting. People say that if you see that these days the trolls are coming and telling that "Aa jana 10 तारीख को देख लेंगे 10 तारीख को," all these things are coming. But these are my analysis. Most of the time, my analysis on the analysis part, I feel I do a fairly decent job. People talk of 2019. I still hold that the analysis was made before Pulwama and Balakot. Pulwama and Balakot, the way it was used for election, for which even the one of the election commissioner Lavasa has said that it was something wrong. He has made 11 observations on that, which somehow never came for discussion. But I am still of the opinion that we are making analysis, which we feel that on 10th also we will be able to defend that. And if anything, I mean, if we are feeling that Samajwadi Party is leading today, And if it is defeated, then we'll see. I mean, we'll see where we went wrong. Nothing wrong.
Correct. Absolutely. So, like you rightly said, Singh Saab, concluding that these are just analysis. These are not predictions. We have no crystal gaze that you can watch and give predictions. But these are analysis. This is what you feel sitting where you sit and with your team on ground, and based on a lot of people's inferences that we spoke about. So that's what it is. Thank you so much, Singh Saab. Thank you so much for this insight. We will catch again on Saturday, on Sunday.
Yes.
My apologies for Beyond Headlines,
Beyond
and we will talk about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.